Hey, Capricorn, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your September 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cap. Now, you have been praying, you've been asking for assistance, and it's finally come in, right? And it's leading towards a new beginning. Not only do you have the new life card as one of your key themes this month, but you have Major Arcana, the Fool. And this is about a new beginning, a turning point. You have been very determined. I swear, Capricorn is one of the most determined, hardworking people that I've ever met. And I feel like you've come a long way on your journey. You've gone through a lot with the Devil here. This could be toxic people. This may even be others who have sabotaged your success in some way, shape, or form. Now, that could be pertaining to your career, your relationship. I'm also getting you've struggled health-wise. So in these monthlies, we'll take a look at health, wealth. We'll look at abundance, love, partnerships, connections. What do we need to know here for Capricorn? You had a lot of money cards come out, financial cards as well. So there may be a lot of messages around that for you this month. There's been disappointment. Yeah, there has been some sort of loss that you've dealt with. It could be in matters of the heart. You have the disappointment card, heartbroken, but you're rising above all that. You're letting go of something. Bottom of the deck, you actually have the letting go card, and you have one that just flew off the table. Let me grab that one moment. Okay, and the one that flew off for you, Capricorn, is Twin Flame, right? This Twin Flame one. So some of you, there could be a distance. You could be preparing for union, which was a common theme in last week's love readings. And last but not least, the archetype for you this month is the cave, the cave. So let's dive into your reading here because there's a lot happening, a lot going on. Capricorn, I keep wanting to call you Sag. So some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Maybe you have strong Sag placements or you are a cusper. I apologize, Capricorn, if I say Sagittarius. This is for Capricorn. So divine guidance is your first card out here. Angelic support. This is answers to your prayers. It can be spiritual strength, assistance, and miracles. And like I said, when this card shows up, when do we typically pray, right? When we're in need of help. And I feel like you, Capricorn, were in need of help in some way, shape, or form regarding financial setbacks or struggles, people you were dealing with in your family. This could be asking for a miracle in your health or regarding another person. And I feel like you're now seeing that help is available or that you haven't been alone, okay? You may be calling in soul tribe or calling in new people that are very pivotal on your journey. This may be a month where something comes together in union or in a dynamic where it's been a big struggle. But I love the angelic guidance here. You may even have loved ones in spirit that are showing up through dreams, through the flickering of lights. This can be a significant month, September. There may be a date this month that a loved one, it could have been a birthday, an anniversary. This could even be a month where a new pet comes in, okay? Something around a pet. Maybe there's been a pet or a loved one that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, and I feel like you're going to receive some messages of guidance. Now, you are being asked to trust. You have the trust card here. This is a pinky promise. Some of you, this is a promise that you made to yourself, perhaps a long, long time ago, Capricorn, to not give up, right? Not give up on your dream, not give up on love, on your career. But this is also about honest assessments. It does have to do with getting honest here and not holding back, not allowing whatever the devil is in your world, because repression here can really cause a lot of turmoil. When the devil card shows up, this can be codependency, it can be materialism, manipulation, fears, obsessions, addictions even. And you are being asked to trust that when you start to open yourself up, remove the boulders that have been burying some sort of energy, right? It feels like there's been conditions and layers upon layers of struggle that you've gone through. You're starting to peel them back. And as you do, it does require a level of trust. And this can be about secrets. It can be about commitments, where your loyalties lie, because someone has a snake. There's been a snake, or there is currently a snake showing up here. I thought I seen that card. Yeah. Yep. Because we have the snake and the coffin. You may be disconnecting. There may have been competition and you weren't able to trust someone at work. Or this can be the other woman. It can be looking over your shoulder. Some of you may have even felt like you had like a stalker even, or, you know, this devil is not fun. They're not fun at all when it's showing up in this context. I mean, the devil can be the things that we overindulge in sometimes here on earth, because the word devil itself backwards spells lived. And I feel like you've definitely lived, right? You've definitely got your hands dirty. And I feel like this is something else. This is repression based on conditioning that was unfair, that was unhealthy, that was keeping you small. And you are not meant, Capricorn, to stay small or confined. And that is why you have this trust card, because I feel like you've been reprioritizing. Where do my commitments lie? Where do my loyalties lie? Who can I trust? Who can I turn to? And you are calling in new energies, or this is a new life, because some of you, you've put an end to the old ways of doing things, or the old lies, the old sneaking around, or underhanded comments. This can be empty promises. With the snake and the devil, you're entering into a very transformative period of your life. And this is new. This is brand new for you, Capricorn. And it's about darn time, right? Big changes. Reset. This is rebirth. And you actually have here the Phoenix, which says the word rebirth, right? Or it is about rebirth and going through or going to a new phase in your life, basically rising from the ashes. Now that the dust has settled, there's something here about you picking up the pieces of what you have, and this is your integrity, this is your morals, but you also may be adjusting your belief system because something you believed in the past may no longer be true for you. And that's why the truth, or the trust card, is coming in. Trust that if you are being asked to reprogram or update or upgrade, then do so. Because bottom of the deck, we have letting go, we have signs and symbols, and we have adventure. So it's time to liberate yourself here. This is growth, ascension, closure, giving yourself closure, or you getting the necessary closure that you need to move on. This can be a home. Perhaps you're moving out of a home that you've been in. You've been asking for a miracle. You've been asking for maybe a new relationship, new family, new connection, community, soul tribe. And this is about flow versus resistance. And what that devil does is it keeps us in a state of resistance. And you're paying attention to the signs and the symbols that are all around you. This is through your dreams, through numbers, through feathers and spirit communication, which you have divine guidance here. So you know, Capricorn, that you're not alone. You know that you're not alone. And you're being asked to spread your wings, to step outside of the confinements of your own mental prison, or step outside of a comfort zone in some way, shape, or form, because there's new opportunities that are bubbling up to the surface for you, but it requires you to let go of what was to make room for this new beginning. Something that you were very much attached to, okay, with that devil, it almost feels like it was clinging to you. It's almost feels like a leech. I just have to say, you know, if you've ever been in a lake or a river and you got a leech on you and you try to pull that sucker off, it just sticks to you. Some of you are getting the heebie-jeebies thinking about that. But, you know, I feel like some of you, maybe you were dealing with someone who is leeching off of you or is draining your energy in some way, shape, or form. And you're not allowing that to happen. You're saying, I'm not going to put myself in the waters or the energy where there are leeches, right? You're going to take yourself elsewhere. You're going to go swim in, you know, maybe a waterfall or a bathtub or a pool or, you know, something else. It's the energy in itself. But I feel like you're taking yourself elsewhere, but it requires you to leave some sort of a situation, because the leech is going to stay where it's at, because that's the energy, right? Of where it grows, where it thrives, and it requires you to do the moving is what I'm getting. All right, let's dive into the tarot. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is generosity. It is equal energy. It is financial assistance. It can be an unexpected resource, gift, or donation. It's where energies feel balanced. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And for some of you, you were dealing with the complete opposite. You were dealing with someone who was a taker. They were taking more and more, leeching basically. And this Six of Pentacles and this new energy is coming in saying, okay, I have been generous with my time, with my resources, with my money, with my abundance, and you're seeing something coming back around here. There's a new offer, but I feel like it did require you to take a leap of faith and to open yourself up to, you know, a new energy, a new environment, or a new relationship, because there's been disappointment, there's been loss. Five of Cups is showing up here. This can be emotional loss, right? It can be regret, betrayal, brokenheartedness, bitterness even, and a feeling of self-pity. Like, why is this happening? Why have I done everything right and they've done everything wrong, but yet they're getting good karma? And it feels like there's been some sort of imbalance here, but remember, that's perspective. We don't always know someone else's, you know, feelings, their thoughts, their mind. We don't know the inner workings, because that's their soul's journey. So sometimes the outside is an illusion. It's an appearance, and what may look happy is not really what's going on, but we may perceive it that way. And I feel for you, there has been a lot of loss that you've been healing and working on. And I actually see with the White Lotus, you are coming to a point where you sat in this. You did. You sat in some sort of disappointment for some of you quite some time. Can we get a timing card here, Spirit? I just want to take a look at timing. Okay. We have nighttime. We have, it could have been a few weeks. It could have been since the January, the beginning of the year. Some of you, this has been years, but I am getting, you know, maybe a nighttime energy that caused you to toss and turn, sleepless nights, some of you worrying, and we have a whirlwind. Some of you, this could have been a whirlwind of events that took place within 3 weeks or 4 weeks dynamic, where it was boom, 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 one thing after another. And I am getting January, which Capricorn, this is your birth time as well, right? So it could have been around your birthday. It felt like things may have been spiraling, but I feel like this upcoming January is going to be completely opposite than maybe last January. So FYI here, you're going to be in a much better space, or there could be something you are completing, finalizing, or wrapping up from last January, but you've allowed yourself to sit in this grief, this disappointment, and now you are dedicated and determined to not stay in that mode, in that energy, because you're not going to get attacked by those leeches, right? And this is Knight of Swords, determination. She is racing. You can see that she's determined. She's been preparing though. You don't just go jog, a 5 mile or a 10K. You don't just go start at the starting line and just start running. You prepare for it. It's something that, she's worked up for, and most likely for weeks and weeks prior, she has been preparing for some sort of race. And I feel like you yourself, Capricorn, you've been preparing. I'm getting like preparing your whole life in a way. You've been preparing your energy, and sometimes it feels impatient. Like, Mel, I've been preparing. I've been ready. I've been doing this. It's been a decade. It's been a long time. For some of you, I am getting 10 to 12 years even. Whew, that's a long time to be preparing, right? But now is the dream or the goal, or what all that work, all that struggle, that challenge has been. It has been for something. It has not been for nothing. And we have the devil here, which sometimes can be us getting lost in our own confinement, our own prison of thoughts, right? Of holding back in some way. But I feel that you're not letting it anymore. That's why the devil is peeking out, because the devil likes to stay behind those boulders. It likes to stay in that energy of repression, because that's what it has control over, is keeping you small in some way, shape, or form. But because it's peeking its head out means, oh boy, it's something coming to the surface here, and you'll be able to see it better. And once you see it better and it's showing up in your conscious awareness, you can do something about it. It's like feeling the leech on you, right? And I know some of you probably already shut off the reading, like, Mel, stop talking about leeches. That's so gross. But it's as if you've been feeling the leech. You feel something in your energy, but you go to look down and you can't quite see it. Like, where is it? Where is it? And you don't realize that it was buried in some sort of crevice, right? Maybe behind the knee, or, in a spot that, leeches should not be. And it's like, whoa, I didn't realize it was there, but now I see it. It's out in the open because I decided to dig in a little bit. And I feel like now you are able to kind of rip it off. Now you're able to cleanse it, or put salt on it in some way, cleanse it, purify it. You're able to move forward here and say, not today. Where did these come from? You guys, did you see this fly out? The timing cards? This happens sometimes where people say, Mel, there's cards that flew out. You didn't see them. So we have the morning and the fall. This is future. Spirit is saying it wasn't meant to come out with this energy, because this was past we were talking about. But this is future. We have something coming up as quick as morning time, or this is like a new day has dawned. Spirit wants you to remind you here that every day is a fresh beginning. Every day is a chance to live differently. And we have the fall time energy. Now, here in the Northern Hemisphere, September 22nd, I believe, is the first day of fall, and goes through November energy. So this is happening now for you, basically. This new beginning, this is where these two cards landed. You've completed a cycle. You have the world showing up here. Capricorn, this is big. You've gained a lot of accomplishment, a lot of victory here, and a lot of success in some way, shape, or form. There's been a lot of setbacks. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of setbacks. There's been a sense of not feeling whole, feeling lack even, or feeling like you've been repeating a cycle over and over. And that is what you are breaking free from, because the world is saying you have repeated things for quite some time, right? There has been a redundant energy, or it feels like you've taken a step forward to take 3 steps back. So you've been in this tug of war, push and pull cycle. And now the world is your oyster. And I feel like this is a new beginning. A new day has dawned. This is that new life, and it's showing up here in the fall time. So it certainly could be towards the mid to end of September that you start to embrace this energy. This is a September read. We have the world. You are closing out a very big cycle that has been ongoing. And for some of you, it's been for the last year. For some of you, the last decade. because this is the final chapter in the Fool's journey, right? Before he goes back. And we are seeing a turnaround here. We're seeing the world and the Fool, right? So I feel like you are wrapping up a cycle, but sometimes it feels like you get to this Fool and it feels like you go back around and you're like, wait a second, I already closed up that chapter. Why is this showing up again? So some of you, you lost faith. There's a sense here of praying and asking for divine guidance and saying, okay, I've been open, I've been manifesting a new beginning, but every time I get to this new beginning, it takes me back. It takes me back into the world, which I just came out of. So what's happening here? And you're going to see the why. You're going to see why everything panned out the way that it did. You're going to see that it's all been worth it. And I feel like you're completing a big phase. You are letting go here, and there is ascension. So let's take a look at finances, wealth, money, and abundance. Now you have a lot of cards, a lot that wanted to come out for you. So you have felt like things have been slow potentially in career or finances. You have the turtle making slow progress, but you're getting there. And it says, remember, slow and steady work leads to success that is sustainable. That was a message that came up for, I believe, Sag and Libra, where it was maintaining versus sustaining. And we get into a time warp, okay, time warp. So maybe it feels like we're going back in time, or it feels like timing ceased to exist, or we get impatient waiting for the time of things. Yeah, time warp is the word I heard, or the phrase. But it feels at times that we get into a level of maintaining. We maintain what we've created, but when we maintain, there's not a lot of room for growth or improvement, right? And then we need to ask ourselves, is this sustainable? We can maintain this, but are we sustaining it? And is there room for growth and expansion? And if so, what can we do? And that's kind of where you're at. I feel like you've maintained something, but now it's become too much. It's time to kind of burst out of the confinement, the prison, the box that it was in. And I feel like it's continued to grow, and you can't stop this, or nor should you try. And this is your energy. Like you are. And that's why this devil is coming in saying, wait, you got to stay in this box. You got to stay behind these boulders, because this is you. And it's not true. It's a lie. It's false. And that's why the devil is showing up here. Time to stop putting things off for later when you need to do it now. Next, we have settling. And this kind of goes into that maintaining versus sustaining energy. Allow yourself the time and space to evolve and to find your true path. And I feel with this 5 of Cups, you've done that. You've sat in that energy. Now it's time. You're in a state of avoidance because the action needed is too hard. Well, there's some hard truth. That could be that honest assessment. So some of you need to ask yourself, am I in a state of avoidance with the devil here? This repression, because it's too hard to take the leap towards that new life. And that may be the case. That's your choice. Nobody can push you to make that choice for you. But if you don't do anything, you're going to stay in this box, and it's going to be uncomfortable because you can't fit in it anymore. Some of you are designers. You could be into retail, or you're definitely manifesting change. We have these 2 cards that came out together. It says slow and steady wins the race again. So we're getting that reminder twice with the easy does it. This is not a good time to rush, right? Pay attention to the details. And sometimes the Knight of Swords, they can be a very determined energy, but sometimes they're too quick, right? They're very quick. So remember what I said about starting at the start line without preparing? We don't want to do that because you're going to get dehydrated. Your muscles are not acclimated. You haven't been preparing for it. And for a lot of you, you already have. So you can get ready to take something to the next level. But if you haven't been working those muscles to prepare for this race, then it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Careful not to get involved with any get rich quick or make any impulsive moves that you haven't thought of, okay? We have designer. You may have a career in fashion, art, or any other artistic endeavors that could just could be just for you. You're being called to tune into your individuality, Capricorn, and express yourself in some way, shape, or form. Get creative with your finances. Perhaps it's time to discover a new talent. You have retail. Consider careers in retail, e-commerce, whether it is goods or services. Maybe this is online technology. It could be creating classes or workshops online. If you have an idea in mind, this is giving you the green light that there is a need for it. Yes, there's a need for your gifts, your skills, your talents. And that may be why this divine guidance is coming through saying, you're not meant to be small. It's time to shine your light. If you are curious about something, if you're getting a nudge towards it, if there's a calling, if there's a pull, act on it. Okay, act on it. Now, not impulsively, not foolishly, right? But look into it and discover more of it, because there's a new path for you to embark on here, a new journey. And we have your final messages, change and manifesting. There's a change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. And you have all the tools you need to increase your income. Just because you don't see any movement, it doesn't mean it's not happening. Yeah, remember what I said about that push and pull? And there is movement behind the scenes here that may start to manifest in fall time, in the physical, right? In the flesh. This is good fortune coming your way. An opportunity may come to you where you can showcase your talent. Sometimes to see change, you must be the change. Amen to that, right? Wow, that's big energy, and it coincides with what we've been talking about here. You are very, very talented, Capricorn. You're a hard worker. You can take your ideas down to reality, and there's nothing you cannot do. A lot of you are entrepreneurs, or you are called to, be a leader of your line of work, your talents, or people may gravitate towards you and think of you as a leader, even if you're not in that leader position. But I feel like you're definitely a leader. Now, let's look at health. Okay, health, I am seeing here, easy does it, slow down. This could be high blood pressure. This can be heart arrhythmia. Okay, I am getting here, taking things too quickly. This can even be eating too quickly. It may be needing to slow down, maybe needing to sleep better. Some of you, I'm getting sleep cycles. This can be repression, holding back with the devil. Okay, making sure you are talking things out, connecting to maybe a therapist. If something is going on in your body, don't try to work through it, as in, sometimes when someone is sick, they say, well, I don't have time to be sick and rest and lay down. I got to work through it, right? I've had family members that have done that and said, I just got to keep on going. But what happens when we don't slow down? Because that's our body's warning system saying, whoa, wait a second, Capricorn, you got to slow down. Otherwise, it's going to manifest into something more to really cause you to slow down. And I feel like you don't want to get to that point where you are repressing any sort of health issues or what your body is telling you, because your body is your friend. Your body is your vehicle. You got to take care of it. You only got one body in this lifetime. And I feel like there's a big message here of don't prolong something that needs to get checked out. Okay. I also get anxiety, depression, the blues. Some of you may have some of those things going on. Talk to someone about it. Maybe you're wanting or needing more sleep. This could be looking into ashwagandha, or I'm getting sleepy time tea. Okay, is that the name of a tea? Some of you may drink some sleepy time tea. Maybe melatonin, or you are someone who, water could be very therapeutic. Hydrated, staying hydrated here. Rheumatoid arthritis or something with the joints, something with the bones could be showing up here for health. I'm also getting with the world card. Some of you, it's aging. Okay, you may be aging and you may be longing for a youthful when things were youthful, right? You may be having sore muscles, or, things are creaking and hurting. You may find wrinkles, and, you may be embarking upon this new path of accepting aging. And there's a really great book that's coming to mind here for those of you that listen to audiobooks. One of my absolute favorites, Christiane Northrup, Goddesses Never Age. She also has The Wisdom of Menopause. I do see something with menopause here, perimenopausal. For some of you gentlemen out there, I'm getting like balding, or, you may feel like you're not as active. This could be sacral chakra as well, intimacy, sexuality, things of that nature. I also see someone maybe going in for maybe a colonoscopy. Okay, but I feel if you want to dive more into health and aging, menopause, look at Christiane Northrup's books. I believe she also has a podcast, so that could really help you on some of your journeys, your health journeys. Okay, I also see a recovery coming in here with the World and the Fool. There's something that maybe you've suffered with. I am getting autoimmune or something with the immune system here. Some of you could be getting a blood draw, and you could have a spiked like white blood count, or something may spike or skyrocket. Maybe this is blood pressure. Some of you may be diabetic. So get these things checked out now, okay, before it turns into something worse down the road. If this is health, right? Take a look at what you're putting into your body, because again, spirit is really, and my hands are activated here big time. And so I just want to reach out and give everybody Reiki. I'm sending it to you now, but I feel like there is a message here around taking care of you. Okay. Taking care of you, because Capricorn, I know a lot of Capricorns in my life. And you all take care of other people, right? You work hard, you work long, you nurture others, but sometimes it's at the expense of your own self, including your body. So take care of you. And I feel like there's a brand new energy coming in to help guide you this month. So let's look at love. We have the snake, the other woman looking over your shoulder, something that feels like it was an illusion, right? You put that to a rest or put it to an end, potentially with the coffin. New beginnings, liberation, reborn, transition. Some of you may have even gone through a tragic ending, okay? A tragic ending could be someone, one of those health issues that I just said, someone may have crossed over from one of them is what I'm picking up on here. And you may have had to heal that heartbreak. Deeply hurt, sad, feeling lost, grieving, despair. There may have been a breakup here. There may have been trust issues, infidelity, okay, addictions. Yeah, addictions to maybe a lack of commitment. But we have twin flame that flew off the table. And I said this in almost every love reading for last week, that we're preparing for union. A lot of you had to leave a karmic relationship potentially to prepare or enter into a twin flame. And I don't do twin flame readings often, but they have been coming up more so. And this is yin yang and balance. It's union, duality. It's the complement. It's the other part of you, and it can be polar opposites coming together, basically that yin yang energy that fills that void. That's the World card, right? And there's a new beginning that you may have potentially with a twin flame. And lastly, we have Phoenix, new phase, renewal, growth, rising from the ashes. And someone could have a change of heart, a change of mind. And it has everything to do with this new beginning. Everything to do with a new beginning here. And we have the cave showing up as your archetype, Capricorn, for the month of September. What do we have here for the cave? I feel like some of you are coming out of the cave. Okay, if you've been in that period of alienation or isolation, or perhaps you felt like you had gone through a dark period. Yeah, because the devil is showing up here. The devil is repression in that cave. And the message here for you is this. This is the portal, the interior, the dark. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright light of the cities, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave, Capricorn? You already know. Return to it and tend to the fire. This is about that sacred center within. And when we are in the dark about this, it can be withdrawal, isolation, or even hiding. There's that devil energy. Slowly and steadily. There's another phrase of slow and steady. That's the third time. Capricorn, that's the third time. There's a big message here about slow and steady, okay? Slow and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of the cave. Let the cave teach you patience. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? I want you to ask yourself that. I will as well, right? What amenities do you need if you envision yourself as that old sage in a cave? If you want to go deeper in this energy, Laskax, the Cave of Crystals, or the Blue Grotto could be, I don't know if that's a book, if that's a song, if that's, a poem, but you can look into that energy, the cave, to go a little bit deeper. And that is what I have for you, Capricorn. I hope this was helpful. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so much, and welcome to September.